We good?
Oh.
Oh.
All right.
All right. Welcome back. This is the Wolf and Klein podcast, season 2, episode 4. This is going to be a fun night tonight. We are joined by the owner and GM of the Hofwampas, Ceydan, Mike Mincer. Welcome. And we're also joined by a new team, Bob Baden 007. So we're going to get to know these guys. Certainly Ceydan tonight. We're going to talk to him a lot, get to know him, but it should be a fun night. So welcome, Ceydan.
Thanks.
Yeah, I just want to say welcome to Ceydan. I also want to say we're trying some new things out, so hopefully everything's running smooth and you guys can hear us. At some point, I'll pull up our Discord and see what's going on, and see if anybody's talking to us. But if you have anything you want to throw it in up on our WNC Discord page, and we'll check it out once we get through the second part of this. Before we end, we'll go and check the Discord and go through any questions.
Cool. So yeah, Ceydan, you've watched a bunch of these, so you kind of know how we do this. We're going to start off asking some questions, getting to know you a little bit, and we'll move into some other stuff. So I'll ask the first question, but first, are you married? Have kids?
Yep,
Yeah,
married 10 years this year. 2 kids, 8 and 5, 2 girls, Haley and Eloise.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what do you do for a career?
A medical equipment planner, which is just about as boring as it sounds. I work for hospitals to help plan any new construction, any medical equipment that goes into the building.
Okay.
We kind of help plan, from MRIs to exam tables.
Yeah. Do you have to use a lot of technology?
Yeah. I mean, we're heavy on.
Yeah.
We have a database that has pretty much every piece of medical equipment you can think of, and you kind of build out a room from that database. So
Yeah. I'm only asking
pretty savvy, yeah.
because for this league that we're in, you're definitely seemingly one of the most tech people.
Yeah, your stream is awesome.
I try to. I mean, I spend probably too much time setting that up during work hours. But
Oh yeah, but it's still awesome. I love the moving
yeah.
stuff you have for his team is the Hofwampas, which is named after Star Wars.
Yeah.
Hoth was the snow planet, so it's like when he streams games, it has like all that kind of stuff on the page and stuff.
It's
It's
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Cool.
So obviously you why don't you explain where you live?
Highland Ave, yeah. So I live on the Highland Ave, just a different one. Not even 6 minutes away from here.
Yeah.
It's Highland Ave, Lansdale, instead of North Wales.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when we originally were going to move up here, we looked on Highland Ave in Lansdale,
Oh, really?
which was crazy.
I didn't
Yeah,
realize
and
that.
we ended
Yeah,
up
that's
on
pretty
Highland Ave in North Wales. We actually even looked at a Highland Ave in Abington.
Huh.
It was like destined to be.
We need to get somewhere at Highland Ave.
Yeah, exactly. So with your obviously your location, who was your NHL team?
The Flyers. Yeah. My ride or die.
Yeah.
Which
So you're in
mostly,
misery with
mostly
all
die, yeah. We had a good stretch, not too long ago, and then in the early 90s. But
Not too long ago, 10 years ago.
yeah,
It's been a while.
that's
10
true.
years. It's been a while.
Yeah, having kids makes it fly by, but
I know.
Yeah,
But I think of the last real time that we were like,
Good.
well, I'm saying when we were going to Prism there, and we were watching them in that 2012, 2013,
Yeah. 2010 we made it to the finals.
But I'm saying, like, right in that area when
Yeah.
G was still young and Hartnell was there, they were still a pretty good team.
They
right?
were.
yeah,
And then
they were so challenging.
Once you got to 16,
That was a fun
17,
team.
18.
Yeah. Laviolette was a good coach, and
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
He brought the jam.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. Yeah, I still rewatched that
Those
the HBO special they did. It was
yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah,
Because they do a really good job
They
with the
do.
build up to the Winter Classic.
Yeah.
Back when it was still like
I
a
was
big
there.
deal.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, you went to that one?
Yeah.
That one was for the Rangers? Is that one for
Yeah.
the Rangers? Yeah.
And Briere had the penalty shot like right at the end
Yeah.
of the time game.
Yeah, and dude who scored for the Rangers is some jobber, Artem or something like that. I
Yeah.
forget his name. He was not even a skilled player. He scored both their goals, and he did that thing. He when he scored.
He did the Yager. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Fucking dick. That's right. Yager was on that team.
Yep.
Remember that? We had Yager. That's crazy.
That
When he was
Yeah.
still playing well. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
that was Kerr's.
Yeah, I know. It's got
Giroux's never played as good,
as with Yager, because Yager's a superstar. Drew never played with another superstar.
and Yager somehow got him to play at an elite level.
Yeah, no, I agree.
They
played
superstars do.
It was 2 superstars together.
Yeah, I mean that's what
right,
happens.
exactly
He
right.
never got another
But it was
superstar.
also, in my opinion, somewhat psychological.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's what a superstar does. I mean, when you're playing with the guy you know is one of the greatest of all time, that's going to lift your play.
like I used to tell Giroux, like you're the best player.
Yeah.
in
And what was going on then? Do you remember what Laviolette was saying? He was saying G's the best player in the league
That's right.
at
Yeah.
that time. Remember, he was saying.
Because he was, and he was
Well,
so
you better be
hurt.
careful. Those Pittsburgh boys are going to have something to say about that.
He was certainly top 3 at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't deny Crosby.
No,
at the
no,
time.
I don't. But his stats. I mean, G put up when you see his stats that he put
Oh
up.
yeah, his
he
numbers
was up
were
there.
top 2 or 3. Easy. Yeah.
So when did you start playing video games?
Video games in general.
Yeah.
When I first was able to hold a controller, I started Mario. Like I was a Mario, Zelda, that kind of game, 2D scrollers.
Yeah.
But I didn't start playing sports games until like Madden of 04-ish.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That was like the first sport game I ever picked up.
Okay. Bob, when was the first video game you played? No, seriously.
Probably Atari.
It was.
But
The
think about
not 2600, the original Atari.
The original Atari in 77, 78 probably, yeah.
Okay. So you didn't have Pong?
Yeah,
Or
we had all that.
Did you have Intellivision?
I don't remember having
Okay.
that. I don't.
Yeah, but
But I remember buying my first Genesis probably in, what was that, 85 when it came out, was it?
Somewhere
85,
later.
86?
I think it was a little later.
That's when it first came out.
You guys
I
didn't have a
might bought
Nintendo? You didn't have a
No,
Nintendo?
we didn't do Nintendo.
Okay.
But I was getting older then.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a little older than you.
Yeah. No, I know.
So, but no, I went out. I remember when Genesis came out. I went and bought it, and I played golf with my sister.
I remember golf.
What was it? What's his name? I can't think of his name right now.
Arnold Palmer?
Homer Palmer's golf. And yeah, I played that all the time. And then I had hockey, and I played that, but I wasn't as good as.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
We
yeah.
didn't know half of the stuff that we know today.
No.
It's like wow.
Because we were
Totally
simple.
different.
Yeah.
No, it was the same game. We just didn't know you could do all the
Yeah,
moves.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. We were simple back then.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Really, to be honest. All right, so that's so obviously I know this blows my mind though, Dan, because Mike, because you said you weren't a long time NHL player, so I
No.
was surprised at how far your game
Yeah.
has come. So give us a little bit of your history, even how short it is.
For NHL '95, I
Yeah.
started playing last winter.
Yeah,
Really?
so it's
I went on.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
I went on like a
That is
a couples retreat. It was a week away with my wife, Dan, and his wife, and 2 other people. And he brought his computer, and he's like, "You want to load up some '95?" We were just chilling, drinking. I was like, "Yeah, that sounds great." And then he beat me 14-0.
Of course.
Madonna scored, I'm pretty sure, 14 goals. And
what a dick.
yeah, and then
That sounds like a child.
yeah, but then, so we started out the first day. We were there for 2 or 3 days, and by the end, I only lost like 4-0 at the end.
Okay.
So I was hooked.
You
And
felt
then-
progress.
Yeah, I felt progress. I was hooked. I was like, I could score a goal every once in a while. And after that, yeah, he's like, "Well, do you want to get on the wait list to be in like the league?" He introduced me to the league, showed me his team. I was like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome. It's like fantasy hockey, but you play with your team."
Yeah,
which
exactly.
It sounded awesome. So, and then luckily, right at that time is when
Someone left.
JNC.
Yeah.
I think his name
Miami
is.
team.
The
The
Miami,
team.
Miami, yeah. He said he was going to fund or disappeared, and
Yeah.
right at the end of the season.
Dude, and that team, I love that uniforms and everything.
Uniforms
The
are awesome.
Iguanas,
They were
the
so
Miami
cool. Yeah,
Iguanas,
the
they were
colors
like
were
the Miami
great.
Vice colors. It was like hot pink,
Yeah.
blue. It was,
Yeah.
and then Colin stole them for the Saturday nights. He
Yeah.
stole those colors for the Saturday
Yeah.
nights.
Yep.
So you mentioned Dan, taking a trip with him.
Yeah.
How did you meet them?
That's also kind of weird. We so my oldest daughter and his youngest son are in the same grade. So at drop off, our wives would drop the kids off, and they got friendly. And end of the school year, they were talking about vacation plans, and we go to Ocean City, Maryland every year. And so we go to Ocean City, Maryland too. It ended up being the same week. We're like, oh, that's weird, but it's a huge city. Like maybe we'll call and meet up. And they ended up being on our street down in Ocean City, Maryland for the whole week. So we ended up spending a lot of time together. Got talking, became pretty good friends, went out to dinner,
That's cool.
drank a lot, and so
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
kind of kicked it off there.
That's
Yeah.
very odd.
And this was before. This was before '95 stuff.
This was, I guess it was, yeah.
How
it was
long did it
before.
take him? How long was that between?
So
two?
that
It
was
like,
that
here's
was
my
the-
deep dark secret.
that was the summer of 22, and then that was.
So it took him 6 months to
Yeah,
introduce
not a
himself?
little.
Before he
bit.
was
Yeah,
like, this is the
before-
kind of door
we're,
guy I am.
We're close enough to be
Yeah.
introduced.
Revealed it. I'm a dork.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect that.
He
out of
knew
Dan.
He knew yeah. Honestly,
You wouldn't expect that.
honestly,
Out of Dan.
not. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think most people would think that.
But it was during that couples thing where he introduced you to the W.
Yeah, I mean,
Totally not.
he had mentioned that he like played NHL, like NHL and
Yeah.
online before, but didn't actually play it or introduce me to it till that weekend. Yeah.
And you couldn't grasp what you're involved in now.
No, yeah, certainly didn't understand. I mean, it sounded like just a casual league, and then
Yeah.
You didn't think you'd be wearing a sweatshirt.
I was just going to like, make my own hat
And your own
yeah,
hat.
Right, yeah, right. No, I didn't realize it was going to get to that level, but here we are.
it
It escalates quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. As soon as you start to have a little success, too, it feels
Well,
good.
that-
So you're like,
well, I mean, even that, I sucked the first year.
yeah, but
Could-
that's what
literally
makes
could-
it feel even better.
Literally
right?
couldn't score a goal. So I mean, but it was just the fun of it was.
I agree, man.
So-
I agree.
It's
It's
good
a
time
lot
to
of fun.
start, yeah.
Yeah.
So talking about how fun it is,
Yeah.
what's your favorite thing about the W?
Without question, the people around it. I mean, the game is fun itself, obviously, but you can play the game offline. But the camaraderie around it.
On the Discord, just the
Yeah,
fucking
right,
around
just
and
the
that kind of
fucking
shit.
around, Yeah.
Yeah.
Nips and puss, pushing everybody to play games.
Yeah. That's something you just gotta get used to. You'll get used to it. Yo,
It's
I-
nervous.
Don't think
I'm nervous
it's
about
too-
all this.
You'll be fine.
Oh, I know that, but
But
it's
the
just like-
Discord,
it's like-
the Discord is just a chat area, so you
Yeah.
get to know people. That's where you go to request games.
He's got on his phone.
Yeah.
hooked him
I
up,
mean,
yeah.
once you start getting familiar with that, bouncing between rooms, you don't got to go in every single room.
No.
There's just certain rooms you go into where you spend the most time.
Yeah.
It all adds to it so much.
Oh, it's it
really
by
does.
far the most fun part
Well,
of it.
I mean, like you were touching on, Blubber Magazine, Hockey News,
Yeah.
Right.
the podcast.
There's a lot of work that
There's-
goes in outside of the game.
Dude, so
itself.
many people are like doing things on this.
Yeah, writing
That's why I can
articles.
see it.
Mhm.
Yeah, writing articles and shit. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Blubber magazine.
Our
Hockey
magazine
News.
ripping people apart this week. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I love to see
Just
it.
being honest. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, were you offended on Kalina?
Actually, I wrote word for word what he said.
Bobby, you'll know the story.
No, I don't.
So, context here, and why it didn't really make any sense. Me and Sean Bell were discussing that awful Kirk the Clean tournament that we all, that half of us joined in on. It was just brutal to play. It was auto goalies,
It took forever.
line
It took
changes,
forever,
10-minute
too.
periods.
Yeah.
It was.
They were playing this tournament. I hated getting the alerts that you guys were even talking about it. It was I didn't play it. It was
I mean,
terrible.
it was fun to make fun of it at some
Yeah.
point. Like everybody made fun of how awful it was to play.
Yeah.
So me and Sean Bell were like ripping that apart, and somehow Klein thought I was talking about the high tournament, and word for word, Ceydan just became the most hated man at high. We will be sure to have a picture before when he's all fresh and ready to go, followed by the after picture where he looks like a 15-year-old cum sock after having goal upon goal scored on his ass.
Holy shit,
It's
man.
like, so I was like, when I was baffled, I was like,
What did I say?
what did I say to him? I mean, the cum sock part was funny, but like, I'm the most hated person at high. I was like, shit, what did I do? I'm about to come to a house of 30 dudes that hate me for I don't even know what.
Oh my god.
So that's why I messaged you, like,
Yeah.
did I do something to
No,
offend you?
I'm like, dude, I don't even know what I was talking about.
I'm
I'm like, I was,
legitimately worried. Did I?
I'm like, I was
piss you
probably
off
fucking
for some
high. I
reason?
didn't even read it right. I don't know what I was fucking around
And
saying.
he was like, yeah, like, you and Dan are pissing me off. I was like, me and Sean Bell were talking about another tournament.
Come on,
And
go.
he was like, yeah, I was probably drunk at the time. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Just making sure I didn't say something to, like,
No.
personally offend you.
No, not at all. I was proud of that cum sock.
The cum sock, that part was funny, but like, I didn't want to be the most hated person at high. That was the
No,
worst part.
no. That was pink.
Uh,
I'm just kidding.
no, he was the most
Just
loved.
messing around.
Most
Damn,
loved.
damn.
Everybody loved that you were trying to kiss him. Come on, out. Come on. Move.
More than trying to some of us.
I think I said we skipped the question though. We did.
Did you?
And what's the least favorite
Oh.
part? of
Yeah,
the
that's,
W?
yeah.
The best is the camaraderie.
I mean,
all the involvement.
the current worst is just the lack of games.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I mean, I think it's a problem that will be solved next year. Just it was too much time given for this season.
so let's fill in Bob on what you mean.
Yeah. So I mean, normally, last year was it 2 months? Well, maybe a little over 2 months. Which
is
felt
plenty
good.
of time.
Which felt still a little bit too much, but
Yeah.
enough. I mean, not. You were never struggling to find games,
Yeah.
and people mostly. There was a couple of stragglers last year, but
We'll dive deep into this
yeah.
conversation.
But like, 2 months was fine. You know, people played early, people played late. That's always gonna happen, but there was no really like dead period. But this season like extended almost a full month.
Yeah.
I agree.
I just feel nobody feels any urgency to play any games. So there's like half the league that's
So we'll talk about this about later on, but
under.
like, there's several of us that have a bunch of games,
Okay.
and then there's several that have like
Already done.
7, 8, 9.
So Magnus tried to lay it out.
Like they barely played.
Oh, they barely played.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we'll get into
We'll
this.
get to
Don't
it.
worry. Let's finish this.
But that's
second
his
one.
least favorite part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But otherwise, there's really nothing to hate.
To complain about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Just guys playing, people playing
Yeah.
hockey online.
Yeah.
Great.
So how about this? When Dan told you actually about the in-person tournament at High, what were your expectations? Because this was your first one.
I thought, to be honest, I thought it was going to be a more high competitive spirit. Like people were being a little more cutthroat than they actually were. But-
Being dicks like us?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Set a bad
Being a
example.
dick is like a funny dick, but like I thought people were going to take it a little more, not serious. Not people were playing hockey, but
Yeah.
just a little.
Nobody
more,
was getting pissed.
But nobody was getting pissed. Like I mean, I'll be honest. When the Vic and you thing happened, I thought we were going to see
Yeah.
fireworks.
And I said he was in the right to be pissed.
Yeah,
As
like,
pissed as he wanted
if
to be.
I would have.
He took that like a champ. I
Oh,
couldn't
it was
even
unbelievable.
believe it, man.
Like,
I couldn't
So
even
Bob
believe it.
missed it. Let's tell him what
What
happened.
happened there?
Oh, where the game the system that was in the living room.
Yeah.
He was up 8.
Oh,
Remember,
that's right.
he was
Yes,
up
I
8
do
to
remember.
1.
Oh, I
It
do
was 8 to
remember
1.
that,
And
yes.
then
yeah, he was up big.
And,
Yes.
and then it
It
reset.
reset, yeah.
And then I was up 3-0. And then it reset. And then we came out here and I beat him.
Yeah.
So I mean, I thought it would be more of, not
It
I
could've
thought it would be more sore losers in the end.
And to be honest, I
There was
wouldn't
no-
have been. I wouldn't have given Mike a hard time if he left pissed off at night. And the fact that he didn't.
Not only that, he
I
was,
gave kudos on
he
that.
was just, he was a ball of joy out
Yeah,
here.
he gave me a hug on
Yeah,
his way out.
yeah,
like-
I was.
He was awesome. Vic was awesome.
No,
No, I know, but
no,
you
right.
still feel awful,
But to
especially
be-
since I'm running the tournament. It looks shitty that it looks like I cheated.
But we're
He
also
knows
playing,
where to
we're
kick the
also
system
playing
and turn
with
it off.
systems that are 20-some years
Yeah,
old.
Oh
exactly.
yeah, I mean,
So that's
everybody,
the
I think
problem.
everybody realized
That's
that.
all a factor, and
Yes.
as long as everybody, as you
Understands
see, exactly understands what we're in for,
Yeah.
there's gonna be shit that goes wrong, and sometimes it fucking goes wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I thought that other than that, everybody was just a jovial, good time.
Mm.
It was a good time.
People were just drinking, playing hockey.
So your expectations were what they were, but tell us about your experience.
Yeah, your
Just
actual day,
the
your
whole
actual day,
experience of High.
So I mean,
or even from
well, I
the
was gonna
before.
say the day before, I think
Yeah.
was a good preamble to what was to come, because I mean, I don't know. I guess me coming into it not knowing anybody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let alone like the W guys coming in, and then
Yeah.
the whole high side.
So,
You know,
yeah, I know all our guys.
we got to meet a couple of the high guys before the day before, but meeting all the W guys was an experience of itself.
Yeah,
An
exactly.
experience. Everybody got a little too drunk and
It looks like they had
a little. No, it was great. No, it was a
great
lot.
time.
It was a
It was
really
a great
good time. Yeah, I mean, it's funny to meet a bunch of people and then just like fall into conversation.
Yeah,
with
exactly, because you have
People-
common things
yeah,
you
that
talk
common
about.
thing. But then right, and it wasn't even conversation was mostly not centered around.
Exactly,
Like, it was-
exactly. That's like the icebreaker.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So it made it not awkward to meet anybody. It was
Like
otherwise-
literally, we were all standing there hanging out, and then Pink walked in and just kind of like
As
let
if
me
he-
right in.
As if we knew him for 20
Yeah,
years.
like
It
he was
unbelievable.
like what,
rolled
40
in.
minutes late, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
he's like in, and
He
everything
rolled
was,
Yeah.
and then he was drunken out later.
Might have been the drunkest guy there that night. It was great.
Pretty sure he was.
Yeah. So I mean, so starting with the first night, it was a lot of fun, and then I mean, the next day, again, I thought I was walking into it like the den of people being super serious about the game,
Yeah.
and it just wasn't that. It was just people having a lot of fun.
Mhm.
The draft was probably the most serious part of the day,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the rest of that I just fell into it. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, did you
People-
feel
people
that?
play the
Did you
game.
feel that tension though change when it started having eliminations? Could you
It got
feel
different.
walking
It got
around?
different. Yeah, but people got more quiet. People were definitely paying more
Yeah.
attention to their games. Less of the garage time.
Yes,
More of the
yes.
sit in front of their systems watching the games.
Yeah,
But,
you can definitely feel a change.
yeah. Oh, it got way more intense.
Yes.
But I mean,
So
Intense.
what moment stood out to you on Saturday? Was there a
there's
game?
a few. I mean, there was the Nips and Puss game that went to the shootout,
Oh, that was fucking awesome.
which was
That was
That was
unbelie-
awesome.
That was
That,
unbelievable.
that was awesome.
Yeah, we've never seen a shootout.
No, not like that.
Never
No,
had
no,
one.
no, no. And that one went like 15 rounds. It
Yeah,
went forever.
they went the length.
Yeah.
They went the full distance.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then your game versus Puss, where you were up big.
Oh, 7-1.
You were up 7-1,
And I
then-
lost
and
by
then
10.
and then slowly Puss comes back, and then
Yeah.
That was a crazy
that was
game.
an unbelievable game.
Yes,
So,
it
I mean,
was.
those two games alone were like probably the hypest of the day.
Yep,
Okay.
I
Interesting.
agree.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, my games were to be expected. I struggled to score. Beat 2 guys. That was fine.
Do you remember who you beat?
Bernie.
Burn. Okay.
And
Go into this for me. Amy called and now her mom's going.
either we were playing as Detroit.
Oh, that was Detroit was your brother-in-law, right? Or no?
No,
Was it
Detroit was
Was it
Carmody.
Carmody?
It wasn't Carmody.
Oh no, it was Carmody. Now that you say
Was it
the name.
Carmody?
Yeah.
Carmody.
So maybe it was Chicago.
It was Chicago.
Maybe it was Chicago.
No, Chicago had Carmody.
Yeah. I definitely said Carmody. And then,
No, Detroit was
Nobody was there.
Keegan.
Keegan. Yes.
I was missing.
Yes.
Kagan?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was Carmody. I don't know. That was one of them. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Our game was that big. Was it me and you?
Did we play in the playoffs?
No, we played in the
Yeah, we
first
beat.
round. Yeah, but it was still that big.
It was great. It was a great game. Yeah.
It was still a great
Well,
game.
I wasn't happy about that.
No, you weren't happy.
It was actually a good game.
That was a very good game.
It was close until the very end. Yeah,
Yeah.
we scored late.
That was one of my best games I ever played.
What, you and Magnus?
And I
Right.
played one other guy too. That was a good game too. It was
Which one?
in the beginning. The guy who went to the guy who went to the finals.
Oh, Puss.
Puss?
Yeah. Did
Oh,
I
you
play
played
with
Puss.
him?
I think you did play Puss.
And I beat him too, and I was really amazed.
Yeah, I mean Puss went 3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Prelims.
prelims.
That was another good game.
I kept most of the games close though. I only
No,
lost
they
to
were.
one.
Yeah, they were all close games.
I only lost to one to everybody else. Oh, except for whoever was playing as Quebec, destroyed me like 8-1. I couldn't do anything.
Oh,
Damn.
it was
Somebody after me.
my buddy from high school,
Oh, Rob's came with Rob.
Rob Lowe.
Yeah,
Mark.
Actually,
Oh, it was Rob.
it was Buzz.
Buzz.
Oh,
Yeah,
Buzz.
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 Yeah, yeah.
Buzz.
His buddy was really nice too, man.
Buzz
I
is,
talked to him
Buzz
for a
is
while.
Buzz is a good player.
Yeah, Buzz is a
he's
really good
not-
player.
man,
Buzz
he
is a really good player.
destroyed-
What's-
I couldn't do anything.
And he got a shitty team. If he had a really good team, he'd be.
But that was
king.
unusual because
destroyed me with the shitty teams.
he had a good prelim and then like he crumbled
I think he
in the tournament.
drank.
I guess so.
It catches up to
It
you,
catches,
man.
it catches everybody.
It
Yeah.
catches up to you when you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Because we're all having so much fun
Yeah.
for the first half, and then all of a sudden it's like shit.
Shit.
No, I really
Not
got
too much fun. Yeah.
So that's all part of it.
Yeah.
So finishing up with High then. So obviously you have told me that you feel you consider yourself part of High, and
Yeah.
that's in your
I mean,
plans.
as long as I'm still invited back, that shit was.
Oh no, there's no.
It was a great time.
Yeah, we don't. I don't have to invite you back. You're in.
Yeah, I mean,
It's-
it's legitimately one of the better times. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
just love it, man. We absolutely love
Yeah,
it.
I get it.
Fun day.
I get it.
Let me ask you. So, because what was it like for your first time? Because it's not like it was in your blood at all.
No, I just figured it didn't work.
So, tell us about how you first started playing. When did you when did you first start playing? Do you even remember?
You guys, I guess it had to be at Dave's house, right?
Okay,
I
in the
remember
garage.
You guys, and we went to the garage and we started playing, and I'm like, I know how to play. I remember playing the game,
Yeah.
but I can only do that one shot,
Mhm.
and it took me a long time to
Yeah.
sit down and play the game and figure out all the shots that you guys could do, and so I'm
Yeah.
hoping this is going to help me do a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, but that's probably when I really started, which was you guys, 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
No, 4 or 5.
Ten.
How long is it? 10?
No,
Oh,
we
that's right. It is 10.
We just played the 10. But you weren't at the first one, right?
Yeah, I missed the first
Oh,
one.
so
So
you're
9
at
years.
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years. Okay.
I know it wasn't the 10.
And so, how have you seen it change over those 9 years?
Everybody's gotten much better.
Yeah.
Because it's just the competition
true.
itself. When we first started, we all just did the same silly shots.
All the time.
And then we started figuring out, hey, you can do this. Hey, you can do that. And then the game got really, really fun.
Yeah.
It's
And
true.
that's where how fun it is.
I feel like when we started, Mike and Dave had such a lead on all of us.
Correct. They probably
Because
did.
you guys were playing.
Well, Dave
Yeah.
did too,
Yeah.
because Dave sat in the garage for 24/7
Yeah.
playing the game and figured out a lot. Dave figured out a lot of it, probably.
Dave played totally. Was the first time I saw somebody play the dump and chase, where he was
Yeah.
playing dump and chase, and I'm like, I never even would have thought to try an actual hockey stick style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just
Hockey-
skating down and shooting.
real
You know
hockey
what I
tactics
mean?
work,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. We were just
Yeah.
skating down, and there wasn't
And shooting.
passing. And
Right.
there was none of that. It was just
Dude,
defending. You know?
Skating until you get hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dave would do it, not even that much, but like he was effective.
Yeah.
And none of us ever thought to like try to do it. Too.
No, I didn't want to copy because I didn't want to give him like a shot to his ego, being like, "Oh, look, Buck's copying me."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what that's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. The game has changed tremendously. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
And it's funny you say that
Oh.
because for me personally, in this online league, it's changed even more.
Yeah,
Like what you're saying.
yeah.
Like you want to.
I want to do.
Oh my god! Like some of the stuff that I'm doing now.
Listen to him like because you're hearing
Right.
him crumble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's horrible because
Yeah, that's
like
tough.
when
Yeah,
you start
that's
saying
tough,
stuff like, "Oh, there's no way I'm losing now,"
Right.
you know what I mean? And then you lose.
And
Like
then you lose. Yeah.
yeah, you don't
right.
want other people hearing that
Sure,
shit.
all right.
So it's like
I get that.
I'd rather a
Yeah.
third party call the
Yeah,
game
right.
and not give my own
Oh, that's
opinion.
the best part. But
Listen,
yeah.
the best person I've ever seen do that, I should say the funniest,
Call their own.
Aftershock.
Oh yeah, well, because he's a spaz.
Oh, he
Is
Have you ever
recovers-
talked to him?
No, I mean
He's
just
a New
for
Yorker.
solving
He's New York,
problems.
I
right?
think he's from New York.
He's like hard.
Actually, Boston, I think.
Yeah, he's got some hard accent.
Oh, okay.
But
But
dude, he was really funny, actually.
Yeah.
dude, that guy was on the computer with me for 12 hours
Yeah.
the first time to set me up.
Really?
12 hours. Because the old thing I used to use, he couldn't, it was a Microsoft Surface, and it was like just barely able to support this. And he
Sure.
was able to get me through it. It took me all on a Sunday, the whole time. And he never got frustrated.
That's
he
awesome.
never got pissed.
Yeah.
But then as soon as we got all set up, he's like, "All right, let's play each other." So we're sitting there playing, and right off, he's like, "There's no fucking way you're this good. There's no fucking way you're scoring." Everything was like, "Fuck, fucking fuck." You know, but in like that hard Boston accent. But he's a great guy.
Fixed it up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Really good guy. With a bit of a spaz.
He told me everything I know. That's why I was able to fix you up.
Yeah.
That's why they call him Shock Junior.
Shock Junior. I don't think Shock likes that you're called Shock
No.
Junior.
Yeah, he actually asked. He's like, "Who the heck's Shock
Yeah,
Shock
exactly.
Junior?"
There is no Shock Junior. You bastard. Taking some of his shine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so you feel comfortable. We know Caden well enough
Yeah.
now. I think we can move on to our next section, right? I'm talking about this season that we're in currently.
Yeah. Season 7.
Yeah, season 7. Caden, how have you seen this rolling out so far? Not minus the big issue that we're all going to talk about, but just how the season's going.
Sure. I think we were all shocked at how fast this ROM was. I mean, this
Yes.
season is fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if your players aren't 5-speed this year,
Yeah.
they're too slow.
Mhm.
So that alone has made a huge impact. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like every time, like, there's so many like puck turnovers. I'm pretty sure it's just because everybody's running into each other because they're so fast.
Right.
That's what I've been fucking saying.
No, but you were saying.
That's the same shit I'm saying. And Vic explained it. He said the problem is there's so many souped up guys,
Everybody's just
and they're in a
too fast.
small
Yeah.
portion of the ice, and
Yeah.
when they're in there, the puck just gets kicked all over the place.
Well,
So it's like,
that's
There's so
different.
many turnovers.
no, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like the whole idea of like something being changed.
No, like I said, it's
No, I
it's
think
just
it's just
it's
the
just
speed of
the
the players,
attributes being so souped up because that's where we are in this progression. That that game is not meant to be like that. So
Right.
it's like that's why you're getting this crazy reaction.
Yeah, I don't think UM changed anything.
No, I think that's just the
every
course
player,
of what happens.
every player on the ice being like a 90
Yeah.
plus speed is.
So what happens is like
It's
the puck
fast.
is just
It's-
knocked
it's
off your stick
fast.
real
Yeah.
easy, which drives me nuts.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the guy that
frustrating.
is a good puck handler.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just skates by somebody and it's boop, it's knocked off, and then it's not like it's on somebody else's stick. It's getting
just flying
kicked.
around,
It's getting
yeah.
kicked around the ice.
Yeah, that's
which is
that's the
frustrating.
frustrating part is when there's like 5 guys and they're all
Yeah,
kicking
and
the
they're
puck
skating
around.
around
Trying
it.
to get it.
Yeah, right. So,
I mean, you experience that in the normal games. So
Yeah.
soup it up to super fast.
Yeah.
Where you keep skating past it. You're like, I just want to
I
get the
thought I
fucking
had the puck. Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's the worst is when I try to time it coming down and I'm going to scoop up the puck at the exact time and he goes right
Fly
by.
right past it. Yeah,
just
that happened to me a
like,
few
what
times.
the
Yeah,
fuck?
right. So I mean, that's a. But I think I've gotten used to that. I mean, I think most of us at this point.
Yeah.
People that are
Yes.
20 plus games.
Yeah, listen,
we figured out our team at this point.
I'm 56 games in, and I could.
Shocking. I'm shocked you're 56 games in.
Listen, I'll tell you this. I love it.
76.
76.
Yeah.
I still have 20 games, but I love this season. I've
I've fallen in love with it. Yeah.
yeah. Like I know at first it was different for sure
Yeah.
compared to season 6, just the look of it, the speed of it. But
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I like it a lot.
But
yeah.
you can't deny Then when you switch between the Q is the other league, the lower, the league
It's, hard,
that's a
it's
trade.
almost hard to play.
It's complete different games now. Like
Yeah.
they were, the
It's
Q and
com-
the
it's-
W
it's
were
it
the
is-
same game style. Now they're completely different. because the Q
Completely
is
different.
behind.
But the
Yeah.
queue is slower, but still.
I'm saying the Q is
Like,
way behind
Yeah.
where we're at now.
I
Now
don't,
look,
have, I don't have one player that's 5 speed in the queue.
yeah, exactly.
That's, I mean, it's
Yeah.
I mean it,
Exactly.
It's,
It's
way
closer
more,
to the actual
feels like a
95
chess
game.
game.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, so that and then just the general all the aesthetic changes were awesome.
Yeah.
The things does to
I
the
can't
ROM.
believe how different the game looks.
I would never.
while
Yeah.
playing-
The only thing I
playing
didn't
the
like
same-
was the changing the stars to the circles.
That's
the only thing I
man,
didn't
that
like.
threw me off in the first
Yeah.
4 games. Like I felt like I based my goalie around the star. I figured I'm pretty sure that's what I did. I lined up with the star,
Okay.
and like my first 6 games were I played like shit. And
So
my
you
goal,
changed that thing that
my
you guys
goaltending
did
was
to
shit.
to
okay.
circles.
Oh.
Like always takes the ROM and adds things. Like he puts the water bottle on the back of the goalie
Oh,
net,
okay.
Yeah.
and he has the camera actually inside. Like he does that. He goes through and changes, puts
It
the,
looks
the
awesome,
puts
yeah.
ads on the
It looks
boards.
really cool,
There's
yeah.
ads on the
That's
boards,
awesome.
all kinds of shit. So he just adds a little flair to it. So it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
that's-
kind of neat.
that's
isn't
That
it?
is
something-
neat. It's something somebody has much time to do.
yeah, exactly. That's what he loves to do. He said he was doing
And-
100 of them,
and
wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's done it since 1900 was the first.
1908 or something
Basically,
like
the
that.
very
Yeah.
first NHL season.
Whatever first
He made
NHL
a run
season
for
was.
Yeah, he made a run for it. So
Yeah.
and he took the helmets off. They're wearing like the old school stuff.
So,
It's pretty cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the guys are like 2s or zeros, right?
Zeros.
Some of
There's
those-
legit like
Oh,
zeros.
zeros.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That would be
but
fucking
at least
Talk about
everybody's
slow.
the
Yeah,
same.
yeah, that would be
So
hard.
go from that to the W. I don't know how. Are you playing in the
Oh,
vintage
no,
league?
no, I don't do the Q in the
It's called the There's another league called the Vintage League, but I don't play in that one
Yeah.
either. But
Yeah.
that's like 1918, right? They started
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
So it's like
Wow.
it's got to be slow as hell.
Oh,
But
yeah.
again, if everybody is the same,
everybody-
Right, exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't notice
you're not
it.
coming up with some guy with a 5 speed against a
Right.
0 speed.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Cece, come on.
Go lead up.
I
Yeah.
think for me, where the season stands
Mm-hmm.
is, well, we touched upon it a little bit, but it's a discrepancy in games played. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like,
I
Top-
haven't seen it like that. I've only been in it for a couple of years, but I've
Yeah.
never seen it like it.
no, this is like the top game played is me 56, Magnus 52, Gopher 48, the Puss 47, Red 46, Sutton 44, Pizzle 42.
Yeah.
So that's a good amount of games played.
Oh, it's probably not, yeah.
But then under 15, Yoda 4, Unholy 6, Don 8, Lloyd Christmas or Lloyd Dan 8,
We get on every day.
Tex,
I tell 'em every day.
Every time.
Texas with 10, Sonoma 12, Oracle 12, Segathon 14.
And there's some names on this year that I'm kind of shocked to see, if I'm being honest.
That in their games played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just-
like you see them all the time on the Discord, but like, just
Oh yeah,
not seeing them play.
they're on there a lot talking, but they're not playing games.
Yeah.
And it's confusing to us to some degree
Yeah.
because if you join a league
Maybe you should
with
stick with
32 teams and you draft a team,
it.
the expectation from me is that you want to play the game,
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
right? So if you do this and then you disappear for a month,
Yeah.
that's unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, I think that the issue is there's too much bandwidth of days to play the games.
That's right.
And I think we say it every time, but like Huskies, you said it best. Like people are gonna play up to the deadline. Like that's just what anybody like. People that are procrastinators will just be a procrastinator.
Do you agree that 2 months? 2 months. I
think 2
agree.
months is the perfect
2 months
number.
plus the playoffs. So
Yes.
2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
I
8
think
weeks,
2 months-
10 weeks.
2 months
so 10 weeks.
is
10
more
weeks
than enough time.
I think 10 weeks is a
Yeah,
season.
way more than enough time to play it.
It's a different story if these were 10-minute games, but
Right.
5-minute games,
But so I mean, you could pop out so many games.
you could,
Yeah.
like, I think LA Check said it recently, you could play 12 games easily in an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't
Oh,
know.
without
I don't
question.
know
Oh,
if you
without
paid
question.
attention
Yeah,
to the
without
clock.
question.
So
I have not.
the games that
I
we
haven't done
play,
it
they
yet.
take 11 minutes.
Yeah.
One game is 11 minutes.
Yeah.
So you usually play. Most of your opponents are 2-game series.
Right.
So you can knock in under a half hour. You knock out 2 games.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys, if you sit down, you don't only have a half hour of time. You have an hour, hour and a half.
Right.
Yeah.
So knock out 6 games.
Yeah.
That takes your whole week. You're done. You don't have to play again the rest of the week.
Right.
Nobody. I hate sitting down playing just 2 games. And that's what's been
No,
happening to me.
that's
Because
my
I've been
problem.
sitting down just playing 2 games. I like to get in a little bit of a rhythm and
I
play
agree
6
completely with
to
you on
8
that.
games.
So listen,
I don't
we're-
understand that. Like, you
so-
want to sit down for like an hour and you can buy
Yeah,
out
get some
plus
games.
that
in.
other-
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is
right.
our
That would make sense to me. But
Is
yeah.
this our 4th week
In the season?
Yeah, this season. Yeah.
So technically, if we're going by that, people should be up to 24 games.
Yes.
Right.
24 games. And
That's-
there's a lot of guys that aren't. There's 14 guys that are under 20.
How far the person that I'm taking their team over?
Well,
She did pretty good.
yeah,
She
they're
was-
they're
she did
26 games. They're 26
Yeah,
games.
she did alright. She busted out a ton in the beginning, then had some.
Something
Yeah,
happens.
But Bob,
yeah, right.
Life
you have a
happens.
lot
Yeah,
of,
right. Exactly right.
but you have a lot of games still to play.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, 50 games.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll keep touching on that, but I just want to look at so I started actually looking at the divisions, and I was like, it's actually pretty. I think somebody else was saying you can really round out the 8 teams. It's pretty close.
Something in his breakdown. Yeah.
I mean, I'm always trying to give Silicon and Sonoma a benefit right now because they're just behind. But
I have my breakdown. Yeah.
I'm expecting them to pick up their play. Is
Are you
what I'm
going to skip
expecting.
over leaders?
What's that?
Are you going to skip over leaders before we get to that?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Which kind
Well,
of leaders?
we're going to get the current division leaders.
Yeah. So go ahead.
No,
you,
but
did you want to talk about
but
yourself?
you have stat leaders.
Okay. So go ahead. I haven't looked at the stats. So are you familiar with the stat
I
leaders?
am.
Okay. So go ahead.
So current stat leaders, not surprisingly, it coincides with games played.
Yeah. Right.
Of course, and that's why it's really
Yeah.
hard.
That's hard to really.
Yeah. But Eric Lindros leads the way.
That's why I'm not.
119 points.
119
Significant.
points.
Yeah.
Mogilny for plus 110 points.
That
Slaying
trade.
it.
That trade.
It's phenomenal. It was perfect for his team.
Magnus. Cannot believe you let him have that guy.
Yeah. Incredible.
But Magnus needed a guy like.
I'm not saying it was a bad trade. I'm saying
Yeah, it's tough to give
letting
that
letting
piece.
Puss get that
Puss.
last
Yeah.
piece,
But what you just said, he traded Kachuk.
I know.
and then he trades him.
Yeah, he doesn't have Kachuk on his team.
And then finally, Solani for Magnus.
Yeah.
106 points. So these three.
But you guys are up over 50 games. All you guys are up over 50 games.
Up,
Close.
Puss has 47.
Puss is
It's close.
And I'm at 30. So
It's
20
it's
games.
different.
No,
yeah.
but the point is,
Ignala's in the.
it's no.
You know what I
question.
noticed? Did you notice on your team page he took out the points per game stat, which I like to look at? Because you really.
I never look at my
Yeah,
team
well,
page.
if you don't look at your team page to
No,
see
not usually.
after you play to see what you did the night before.
No.
So I usually go in to look, and it used to be a points per game, and I like to see that because I judge certain players like Steve Eiserman should be like between 1.7 and
Sure.
a 2.1.
I look at that on like the player stats.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
A couple of other leaders that I looked at: goalies, goals against average. Beezer for
Yeah.
who's he? Salvo.
Salvo. Yeah.
1.18.
Okay.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Only 11 games played.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
very small sample size.
He usually plays.
Salvo's only played
Man.
11 games.
No, he usually plays Fernandez.
Oh.
But I think he's been bouncing back and forth recently from the box scores that I saw.
Gotcha.
So he's
Wonder-
goalie
I wonder-
sitting. Depends on what goalie. he wants
I
to
wonder
go
if
to.
I think he's
That's
got.
what I call it, by the way.
He's got
So-
hot with Beezer. Yeah.
So maybe the next two are more like impressive then. That's Lalim for Hacks.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
it's always Alberta. I mean,
Which
1.57.
yeah,
had
and he had 20 shutouts.
20 shutouts last year.
Yeah.
An unbelievable number.
And then of course, Sagathon Shields.
Well, yeah. I mean,
1.57.
Nick is a top 5 every year. Top 5 every
So
year.
those numbers. And what are you at?
But don't forget Tugnut.
Yeah, Tugnut.
At 1.63.
Yeah, he's right
Yeah,
there.
that's
He's
good.
playing pretty
I mean,
well.
that's top of the line. Anything under 2, dude.
And
I
look
give
at
major
save
credit.
percentage.
If you have a goalie, if you have a G, I
Number
know
two,
you love.
yeah.
Yeah, you sound like fucking Dave.
Just saying.
Dave
the
would
save
always be
percentage
like,
is the most
goals
important
against
part.
doesn't matter. You gotta go to save
Gotta go to
percentage.
save percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah, who saves the most
I know.
shots?
I know. Fucking goalies.
Tuggy.
All right, I'm done talking about goalies.
Well, one last one. Shutouts.
You know why?
Listen,
He's leaving.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I figured this out.
Significant number though. That's
Grant Fierce got 15.
15 is
Okay.
a lot.
Pretty good.
So if you don't
But don't forget
finish
Tebow.
with 20,
I
you're
know,
a
a
failure.
lot of games, yeah.
You're a failure.
Don't forget Tebow.
Thiblo, as Puss calls him, has 14 shutouts.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Ellis again, Lalim, 8.
The shutout. The shutout
Yeah.
master.
Okay.
So that's where we are with current leaders. I mean, long way to go still
Yes.
for a lot of teams.
And that's why I don't even look at the stats now. It doesn't even matter.
No,
I look at my team page because I don't go into the ranking like he's doing of seeing where they fall.
but I only brought it up because you put it on the sheet.
I know. I put it on there to make you feel good. That's why I
Motherfucker.
put it. This fucking guy. I only put it on there to make you feel
Though I
good.
will say, Ignala is my highest scorer ever already.
Wait, what did you just call him?
Ignala. Whatever the I
He looked at me like, oh no!
Ignala. I said the same
He
thing
said
when
it,
Sutton called me.
Lingo.
I don't even know what you said. I couldn't say it even if I wanted to.
Ignala.
Iginla.
Iginla.
kidding.
It's my highest score, like goal scorer ever.
We've had several mispronunciations. My famous
Raw.
Patrick Raw.
Raw.
Who else? You butchered one.
But you
can't remember.
corrected me? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I can't remember. There's been a couple of
Yeah, there's been a few.
butchers. But next is current division leaders. Obviously, same deal.
Grab a beer.
I don't have a chance.
Same deal, long way to go.
Mike, you need a beer?
I'm good, so.
Not much action going on in the chat room. I thought there would be people in there. Sean's asking what's going on.
We also had 10 questions earlier in the day, so
Oh, yeah.
And
they're waiting for us to catch up.
we'll get there at some point.
But division leaders,
Yeah, so we can look at division
Nipples.
leaders.
yeah. Nipples is leading the Just Babes. 32 games played.
He's actually really gotten hot.
He's playing well.
Yeah, he's gotten really hot.
Yep.
As much as I don't like to say it. But, I mean, in that division, I mean, LHX
Until those two catch
Yeah.
up.
and Dan.
Yeah.
But right now it's 734 winning percentage.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
22, 7, 1, and 2.
That's funny. Because you didn't win it last
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just look.
I feel like Ellis has stabilized.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really want Ellis to make the playoffs this year. I don't know if he will, but I think he
I
deserves
think he has
it.
a good shot this year.
Yeah, I think he. I mean,
He stabilized from. I mean, he's up to like a 600
win percentage.
wins percentage.
That's right.
I think he stabilized and he's gonna play pretty
Okay.
well.
But I feel like also him and I want to say Derek Sutton.
Man, Sutton's really stabilized.
Sutton's hot, but Sutton has done a good thing, which is he's got a lot of his tough games out of the way.
Yeah.
So Sutton's in a good spot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
I swept his ass. I swept your ass.
I had a bad night versus him.
Did you?
Yeah, lost 2 versus him.
He loves to brag, but I swept his ass.
But back to the Just Babes. Yeah, LHX and Dan.
I mean, that's what I
That's
see
something
from
to
that.
catch up.
But that's what I see from that division. I see it. It should be Pitt. It should be Renfrew. It should be Providence, and should be Silicon. Now, maybe Alberta knocks one of them out of there, but I don't think it's going to be Renfrew or Pitt.
I think.
And I'd be shocked if Dan didn't make
I'd
the
be
playoffs.
I mean, it's tough to get hot when you don't play games. And
That's what Dan's problem is. And
But-
his first season, dude, he played 50 games
But
in a
that's the
max
thing
span of 3 days.
That's the thing about Dan is he'll get hot, but like it's just at the second half
Yeah.
of the season.
Yeah.
It's just Tex doesn't
I
ever
know.
consistently play
No,
games.
he doesn't give himself enough time.
And
Well-
this is gonna be the toughest. This year is gonna be the toughest year for him to play as consistent as he has.
Well, he's just not playing, like you said.
Right.
Which is weird because he was hot and heavy last year. He played a lot, right?
Yeah.
I like his team. Did you see his team's uniforms?
Yeah. Oh god.
So,
His uniforms are the best.
Silicon
Yeah.
Valley, his team is the Silicon Valley Baywatch. So Pamela Anderson is on his ice,
Oh, it's
on the
awesome.
ice,
It's great.
and his
It's really
his
good,
players look like they're wearing the bathing suits. That's what they're. That's what
His
they're.
home meetings are perfect.
Oh, they're
yeah.
awesome. They're awesome.
Oh, my
They're
God.
fucking great.
In the Maroon tailgate, obviously Puss just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Having a
Look,
season that's
I've called it from the beginning, man. This is his season. If he
Oh,
does
yeah.
not win this year, like
There's-
his team is stacked.
unbelievable.
Best team in the
It's
league.
He's played
unbelievable.
47 games. He's got 3 regulation losses.
Yeah, he's
Three.
Puss is fucking
40
playing.
wins. 40
Yeah,
wins.
Yeah.
it's just unbelievable.
So
He's having
he's,
his best season he's ever
he's
had,
off to a fire start.
and he's a really good player. He's the
Oh,
pick.
top of this
Yeah,
season.
yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Right.
His winning percentage right now is 89%.
Yeah, that's insane.
Nearly 900.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Also, his goal differential is plus 110.
Which is phenomenal.
That's just
That's end of the
ridiculous.
season great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even halfway through the season. It's great.
So also in that division, to me, the biggest surprise of the season is this guy, Ceydan.
I don't know if he's surprised. I mean, what were you, 5th seed last year?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if it's
I think
surprised.
Puss was saying something earlier. Like,
Puss just likes
where'd
to
you
talk
come from?
shit.
Oh, I know. He's like, where'd you come from? I'm like, honestly, nothing's really changed except for Iginla.
I love how you looked at me.
God damn it. Iggy, I finally have a player that can score goals. I mean,
Here's
before
what-
I didn't really have that.
Here's where I'm going to disagree.
What?
Points, I know it's still games to be played, but .767.
I know, but I'm not going by that. I'm not surprised that he's in the top 8 because I expect him to make the playoffs. I'm not judging by where anybody's falling in that top 8 right now.
Puss had me outside of the playoffs.
Did he really? In Blubber Magazine?
Yeah.
Blubber Magazine?
He said I wasn't even a dark horse
So
to
Puss,
make the playoffs.
Puss writes Blubber Magazine. That's
Okay.
his thing. But his writer, his nickname is Dickhead.
Dickhead.
That's his name is Dickhead.
Okay.
So Dickhead writes all the articles for Puss.
And it used to be Cock Six and
Yeah, John
Yeah,
Cox.
Cox and Son.
Cox and Son. Yeah.
yeah. And then of course the Shithawks doing their thing. 31 games, 6.7771%.
I don't like getting swept.
So that's to me that's what's going on in that division.
Yeah, but like I said, but Sonoma you would think would be the next team. But
Yeah, I
and if
agree.
we're not careful,
Yeah.
if Joe sneaks in, Joe can be and if Joe's roster is terrible, but Joe can play.
Man,
Joe
he
can
pushed
play.
me. I swept him.
Yeah.
He pushed me.
He can play, and once he
They
starts
were
getting some
tough games,
players,
yeah.
and somebody's gonna end up giving him some players, and once you know Joe from the tournament,
Okay.
Joe from comes down from New York.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
okay,
one who
yeah,
played, the one who
Yeah, yeah,
when we
yeah.
were playing and got screwed up.
Yeah.
He can play. So
Yeah,
if he
he can
gets, he had Kovalev
Yeah.
when he left. He had Hasek and Kovalev, and he would have been, if not for the controversy that we're not going to talk about, he probably would have been in the finals.
Yeah.
Right. He
Oh,
would
yeah.
have been in the finals.
So with it, he probably his playing that year with Hasek
Yeah, was phenomenal.
was phenomenal.
Yeah, that made you go out and get Watt. You
It
watched
did.
that and it made you
It
go out and
actually
get
did.
Watt.
It's true.
Yeah, and then you
did.
traded him
I
shortly
did.
later.
I did trade.
You traded one.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. He's had Chelios, he's had Suter, he's had Wah, he's had Palfy, he's had who else? Let's keep naming them.
Well, listen. In order to get good players,
You
gotta
gotta
trade.
give up some. I mean, I traded half
So
my
in
team
order-
for.
In order for
Big-
me to get Jovanovski, I needed to get Chara. In order to get
Oh, you had
Chara,
Chara too.
in order to get Chara, Watt came in second in the shooting belt.
Yeah.
That's
That
true.
helps. It helps to win the shooting belt.
It
or
is.
get in the finals.
Yeah, because now you have a big
Makes it-
piece to move.
I mean, you're getting a
You
superstar
just
every
got
year.
to miss the playoffs. Like this guy's missed 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
3 years in a row he's missed the playoffs. It's an embarrassment.
You want this year? You want this year?
No, he's in. I think he's probably pretty much in
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
at this point, right? I mean,
With
Well,
your-
let's
go over
with
to your side.
Well,
With your suggested
so the
102
Cla-
points.
The Clarence Campbell.
yeah.
Let's start off with Patrick Swayze.
But I still think there's enough games played in the
So
Patriots.
Derek
Swayze to-
Sutton-
I mean,
No, I
Derek.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Derek and Gaelic are out to it, but Gaelic's distracted. My opinion this year is Gaelic and Richfield are distracted. So Blair, I'm gonna smoke your ass like I smoked Gaelic's ass. You're distracted. You're too busy working. Blair is from one of the Minnesota crew. He wrote a book, so he's doing a book tour. So he's distracted.
Yeah.
He does not have any interest in playing these games. So he's typically one of the best players, but you're gonna get your ass smoked this
He's
year.
running 500 right now.
Yeah. He's distracted.
But Sutton's 580 right now. Sutton's played 44 games. That's
Derek
all.
is
But playing
Jason,
really-
who plays
playing
the
way more.
Rangers.
Yeah.
That's Derek.
Yeah.
Playing way more.
So I think
Consistent
Sutton's
recently.
580 is going to go up.
I agree.
I
totally
do.
agree.
I hope, man. He's reworked his team like 5 times. I hope he gets it right this time.
I say yeah. He's
But
like a top
the
3
problem with
seed,
Sutton, though, I think Sutton's going to make the playoffs. I do.
for sure. Yeah.
But he's not going to win his division because Nathan and Segathon.
Nate
And-
stabilized. And
So Nathan and Segathon, let's see, Segathon is 0.67. Nathan's 0.6. They're both 67%
Right.
winning percentage, and that they're going to hold. I mean, they're going to exceed.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
so
But still, his win percentage is going to be good enough to easily make it.
I agree. It's going to be, I think, around over 60.
Yeah.
I
If you're over 600, you're for sure.
And then finally, the Red Death Truck Division. I'm currently leading, but obviously Sean Bell has one loss.
Sean Bell's.
Yeah, but he's in the same division
Sean
as the
Bell.
5-time champion. So.
Yeah.
Bomb.
Sean Bell's.
He's in trouble.
No offense.
Sean's got one loss,
But your,
right?
your projected 102 points will be topped by
His
Sean Bell's.
160 points.
Yeah.
Jesus. Sean, we all know. But like I
get it.
said, I've also said if there's a year he's gonna lose, it's gonna be this year because Puss's team is stacked
Yeah.
and Sean is tired of winning.
I don't think he's tired of winning.
I know.
I'm pretty sure he loves winning. So.
It's time to let somebody else win,
Yeah.
Sean.
Oh, he has
Wink.
one loss.
He's 22-1, I think.
He's one regulation loss.
Yeah.
So yeah, 17, 1,
That's
0,
amazing.
Through 20
Yeah,
how many
he's
games?
22 games.
22
Yeah.
games.
Wow.
He's unreal. I mean, he's one of the few players where you just feel like most times, especially in a series, you feel like you don't have a chance.
I
Hang on.
Exactly.
I love
right.
that.
Exactly right.
I love playing him. I beat him probably. I was just thinking about today. I probably beat him 1 out of every 7-8 times.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
Those wins
and
feel
those are
good.
lucky, those are
Yeah,
lucky
lucky.
times when
Yeah.
I beat him. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
his forechecks are not amazing. His but dude, when you
You'll
play
play.
somebody who scores every time on the breakaway, it's frustrating.
His-
as fuck.
Oh, okay.
Bob,
Every
you'll
time.
play.
His
Oh, I know. I'm
Yeah.
pretty
breakaway
She hasn't
very
played
good.
Sean.
percentage is stupid.
Huh?
Timmons
Timmons hasn't played
has not, so
sometimes.
you'll play Sean.
Yeah.
Gee, thanks.
But the thing is,
That's
is
gonna be
Sean
ass-kicking.
doesn't. No, he doesn't beat you like that. He doesn't
No.
kick your ass like
He
that.
won't, yeah.
He doesn't score 9 goals on you.
That's not a
But he
chow.
beat you
He's not a
4.
chow.
No, he'll
But
beat
he
you
won't
4.
let- he won't
Yeah,
give
he
up.
beat
He
you
won't
4
give
to
up any
1.
goals. That's
Yeah,
why.
He'll beat you
right,
4 to
right,
1.
right, right.
He gets up 4 to 1, and he's like, he's just gonna shut you down
But
defensively.
Yeah.
Bob, but you'll watch him play. You'll pick up
That's
something.
exactly. That's all I'm here to do for you.
Yeah. So, let's see.
Let's talk about the guy taking over the team.
Yeah.
And so you're stepping into this as an seriously, as an older guy. Is he the oldest guy in the league now? No, I'm just trying to think.
I think he is.
You might be the oldest. No, Bob, that's an impressive thing. For an age range that went from Timmons, who just left, that was 23,
Yeah.
right? Or Dink, who's 25 or 26.
Is he that young?
Yeah, Dink's
I didn't
young.
realize that. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
realize
Up to how old are you, Bob?
54.
Up to 54. I mean, that's a big fucking range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is what you're gonna see is that's not gonna matter because we all fucking
Yeah,
have
it
something
doesn't,
in
yeah,
common to
right.
talk about. So the age
Correct.
doesn't matter. But coming into this, like, I never thought of you as a guy that like building a roster. So like, does that stuff intrigue you?
Well, it's scary. It's
Okay,
honestly
okay,
scary.
okay.
I'm not worried about playing the game. That's fine. It's all the other shit that,
Okay.
that I'm not used to doing. So that's going to take me a little time
To get used to
figure out how to make trades. I
Yeah,
have no idea.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But obviously,
That's the most fun
you
part.
got Mike and I.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm going to talk to you. And there's Chris too and JP.
Yeah, sure.
Don't let him
Yeah.
get swindled by DS.
Yes.
You
Don't
know what
let
I
him
mean?
get swindled
Yeah.
by DS.
I probably won't make a trade until I talk to somebody.
Yeah.
If somebody
I
comes
know
to you with a trade
Yeah,
offer,
he's gonna.
just say no.
And that's the thing, you'll get private messages from people asking. But the best thing is to not be like him and run it by people. Just run it by someone. Get a second opinion.
Someone you trust. Yeah.
Yeah. Not and the thing is, make sure it's somebody that you know is not going to steal the same guy.
Because listen,
What just happened in the draft with this guy? Is he was
So I don't trust
drafted.
him. So I have to trust
No,
him.
listen.
I'm gonna
He
call
was
Chris.
drafted 17th, right? He was drafted 17th, and I knew who did you want? Brendan Morrow. And I'm like, JP, if you trade up in front of him, you can steal Morrow. And Morrow's perfect for the team. So he traded up to 16 and got in front of him and stole the guy.
but it worked out for me.
Yeah.
Well, it has worked out for you because you got Gagne, and you can jerk off
I
on
got,
him.
I got
How would you
screwed in
trade
that
it down
draft. I tried to trade with Ellis for
Do you see what that is?
what's that?
Is
It's
it
Ed. It's Ed. I put Ed up here. You see him? It's the king of the north.
Oh, nice.
It's
in that draft, I
when we
tried
talk
to-
about you, that's what's going on.
I do want to say this about Bob, though. I think Bob is a good player. I
Yes.
He
do. I
beat
think
me.
you're coming in with an okay team, not great.
Look, he's been playing for
Better than
9
my expansion
years.
team.
Bob.
Yeah.
So
Bob, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know how to score goals.
Yeah.
I think you pick up the manual goalie.
I don't think any of that's the problem. It's understanding that losing is a part of this. That's
Well,
the
and
hardest part.
I know,
That's
and
the
you know,
hardest
and you
part.
know me. I like to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything I do.
Exactly.
I'm 54, still about run, and I expect to go win.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
I do. And I
You're a
still win,
marathon
and I
runner.
still run my races to win races.
Oh yeah.
And that's how I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be hard for me, but that's just how I am.
And that's all part of it, man. But
Yeah.
it's like, again,
Very few of
You
us
can't-
win a lot.
no,
Yeah,
and
correct,
but you
yeah.
can't. But also, it's a mental thing, and this is where he makes fun of me for certain things of how I talk about my schedule is. I'm not gonna play against somebody that's hot. You know, when I'm looking to play games that night, I'm not looking to play against somebody that's just played 4 games and is 4-0. Okay,
yeah.
I'm not looking to play against somebody that's played 3 nights in a row is an all fire. You got to pay attention to that shit.
See, yeah, see,
You
this
know what I mean?
is
Like,
this
this
is
is all
I'm
stuff
gonna
There's a
have to
game or
figure
two.
it out.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
totally
Which
agree.
he
There's
doesn't
part
listen
of
to.
it.
Well,
Yeah, right.
You're also forgetting the slump busters thing.
Yes, well that's different for me because I've been playing in the league since the beginning, so I have a feeling for everybody. Okay,
Yeah,
so I have categories I can put everybody in.
Yeah.
So of course I have certain teams against that I'm way more successful. So I use them as what I call a slump buster. I push them in. Say I've lost 2 series in a row. I need
Right,
to win
sure.
game.
This is
I'm looking for them.
genius thing.
Yeah, no, I
It
agree.
makes sense,
I have
but that's
a
gonna be the
similar
hardest
way
thing
of going
for me.
about
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
figure all. I mean, that's what I have to.
All
learn.
it is
the game
You
inside the
can't
game.
treat this like I'm just gonna jump on, play 10 games, and
Right.
just play 10 games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And think I'm gonna play whoever's on. Because guess what? If you play Sean backed by Nick,
Yeah,
backed by
you're
Blair,
fucked.
backed by you know what I mean, backed by
Yeah.
Kate, you're gonna
Yeah.
get fucked.
You're gonna get fucked,
You
right.
gotta know.
You can't go in cold.
Yeah,
with
but
But I
that.
also
Yeah,
know
can't-
this
you
year
can't.
I'm not going to know a lot of that.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna try
You're
to
gonna
pay
learn all
attention
that.
all that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to learn that. So yeah, I'm going to do stuff like that stupid shit, but that's fine because you know what? I already expect to lose.
Yeah.
I know I'm not going to go in and make the playoffs and all that.
Right.
That's fine.
Right.
I just want to say, of
But it's
all,
like two fuckers, fuck you.
no, but of all the high guys,
Fuck you all.
I never thought Bob
Don't
would be
think
the first guy to jump in.
This is
I
great.
really
though.
never thought you'd be the first guy to jump in. So when he told me that you were all hot and heavy for it, I didn't expect it.
No, I wanted to play when you guys were playing, but I was just like, do I
Well,
want to get involved? Is this a lot for me? You know, just how I am. You know,
technology
my
wise, but
schedule.
he's all set up now.
Yeah, well, I
It's,
know that.
if it's a lot, if you
Not
want it
that-
to be a lot.
Right.
It's a
That's
lot
what
if
you
want
can
it to
get
be a lot.
super involved in playing 76 games.
No, yeah.
Really isn't that over?
Yeah.
Well,
It's nothing.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about
3 months
playing games
is
and all
not-
that
it's
because I
super
have a
easy.
lot of free time. My schedule
Yeah.
is anytime after 3 o'clock. Yeah, I go to bed
Dude,
early.
dude.
I'm not up at 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, but there's guys on between 3 and 6. You
Yeah,
go back
right,
and then.
exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So then you get the other guys on the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
When you have your
exactly.
weekend time, you just and the thing is you set it up. You can reach out to guys on Monday and be like, hey, I'm going to be around Saturday.
Yep.
You want to play this time?
Yeah.
And then you set it up.
Right.
And it's actually I prefer that way
But
because
that's the shit you should do. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I prefer
Set
setting it up.
Set it up.
Calling, I reach out to them ahead of time, like, hey, what's your week look like? Can we set up to play?
Yeah.
And then I know when I'm sitting down. I don't like sitting down and then not getting to play.
That's
Because then I get myself all
the
juiced
worst.
up to play,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
nobody's there.
And nobody's
You know what I
there,
mean?
yeah.
I don't like going at the. Don't get me wrong. When the season first starts and everybody
Everybody's
wants
there.
to jump in to
It's the
play,
best.
the first 2
Oh,
weeks
God,
you
it's
should
the
have
best,
plenty of guys to play.
Yep.
But then it drops off and nobody's around.
Right.
So I like to schedule those. I'll reach out to them and be like,
Yeah, I agree.
let's play.
I'll have to figure all that out.
So
Yeah.
that's my thoughts. I think Bob's going to be a good player.
Yeah,
in this
an
league.
asset, an asset.
Big
Yeah,
time.
a plus to the league, and I think
And-
everybody's gonna.
And next year's draft, which you're getting a good pick, it's a good draft.
Yeah.
The high end of that draft is
Yeah.
is high.
So
end.
you're
Yeah,
gonna
I don't know
get
how
a
much
player.
Bob knows about those guys.
What year is that?
Yeah, we'll talk.
The
It's-
Ceydan brothers. Do you remember